Hello, 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 hello. Welcome. Hello. This eclipse is a hot mess. I actually last night just realized all the people who it's affecting. And I said, let me just do a video real quick. I actually just finished working out. I have a lot to do today, but I wanted to put this out for you guys. So let's see if this is going to affect you just as much as it's affecting these people in public. First of all, I realize there's a correlation here with a particular zodiac sign, which I'm going to say is a Cancer. So let me know if you have any Cancer placements. Is this affecting you? Because so far, from what I'm researching, it's affecting a lot of Cancers. However, one Cancer it is not affecting is Mr. P. Diddy himself. Okay. Here is his chart. I'm trying to see if I can explain this to you. First of all, I do want you to understand that this eclipse is affecting Libra placements. Okay. So that already said, I have a video on it. I actually have a P. Diddy video and it's very detailed. So, and it breaks down even predictions, astrology. Oh, I want to say, let me just say this real quick. I pulled some tarot cards for him, right? And I want to tell you that he has a sex worker who talked to the grand jury. That happened, I think, yesterday. As I'm filming this is live. This is September 28th. So he had a sex worker do something, and then also I think there is rumblings or discussions of the baby oil actually being drugs. Okay, so I do want to say I have my notes and I'm a little scattered, and this is very last minute. This is very impromptu. That I pulled the King of Cups in reverse for P. Diddy, and look at the video. It's very detailed. I think it's really good. Okay. And I want you to understand that that card in reverse represents a lot about drugs. Okay. Cups, if first of all, if you know tarot, the devil card is like the main card that represents drugs, but also the Three of Cups in reverse could represent drugs. That's excess partying, overindulgence, or escapism. The Four of Cups can also represent drugs because you're sitting there, you're disengaged. It's almost like you're numb. That could represent drugs. The Seven of Cups, because there's like cloudy judgment and illusion. If I had time, I would actually show you these cards individually so you can actually see. But and even a Nine of Cups in reverse can represent drugs, right? Because you're overindulgence, lack of fulfillment, just a lack of fulfillment and a lot of excess. To say that, to put that in all, what I'm saying is that the King of Cups is embodying all of those cups energy, and it's the last card of the cups, and it's in reverse, and that even shows the layers of, first of all, tarot, but the layers of what we're dealing with P. Diddy. And so, yes, so you have that. And then also, I do want to say that I also pulled the nine, I pulled the sun card, and I said, this makes me think of the moon. The sun card in reverse makes me think of the moon. And there was so many other things that I explained, but the moon also could represent drugs too, and an illusion. So when you have an illusion, it's that the baby oil is baby oil, but actually it's something else. And it makes me think of two, drugs and illusions. And I was gonna, oh, Ciroc. I said that there was some Pisces energy when I was doing his P. Diddy video. And the Ciroc, I think that the Ciroc video, he used to do Ciroc, and I think he probably used to have the alcohol, the drugs in the Ciroc bottles, but he had to change it to baby oil. I was just discussing that with a friend, and we just realized that. Also, I do want to say that um my workout clothes are like, oh my gosh. Okay. Also, I want to say quickly that it was something else, and I don't have it in my notes. It was just me thinking of things. Oh, I still think that the Uranus part of this eclipse that's dealing with P. Diddy is still important and an important factor there. And oh, okay. So let me put this back up. Actually, if you look, there is Uranus. If you look, and don't worry about the houses in this chart, because the houses in this chart, we don't have a birth time for him. But if you look at the seventh house, there is Uranus there, and it's close to this eclipse for him, and that Uranus to me represents airplanes. And I think that the baby oil bottles were supposed to be on that airplane flying it out of the country. Okay, we'll get more into this, but word is that Diddy was supposed to be arrested the day after he was arrested, but he kept harassing people, and that's also Uranus because that's dealing with communication, and so they had to spontaneously arrest him. They said that the day that they arrested him, he was harassing someone 57 times. Let me see what else I have in my notes. And in my video, I discussed the airplane. I said that Uranus, unexpected, expected. Also, I want to say that this eclipse is really huge with Mercury. Okay, and this is across the board for everyone. So communication across the board is affecting everyone. So Carisha and her old tweets are being pulled up from the past. And also, I want to explain back to this chart, and this also is pertaining to everyone, so you can understand that Mars in Cancer. Mars currently is in the sign Cancer, and this is how we are aggressive and achieving our things. And if you see in P. Diddy's chart, it's in the fourth house at home. So that makes sense. Anyway, because they did rate his home, but this is not. Is this the day they rated his home? No, this is a future eclipse, but I think that it came early and it hit him earlier. Anyway, but I do want to say because they rated his home on a different eclipse. I'm sorry if you hear any background. It is morning. My daughter is making breakfast, but you probably can't hear it. Anyway, but I do want to say this Mars in Cancer is going to revisit the past. Cancer represents the past, is always looking back. And so you see a lot of people reminiscing and discussing the past, and you'll see that over and over as I pull out this eclipse. I want you to also to understand that I discussed this eclipse individually. Please check out that video. It is uploaded, and I don't want to keep repeating myself, but this eclipse was also conjunct the Black Moon Lilith, and the Black Moon Lilith is representing sexuality and things that are very taboo. And so you have that with Carisha and the things coming up for Carisha. I think that the Carisha aspect is going to be bigger, especially as we get closer to this eclipse and some 6 months within this eclipse, because it's dealing with sexuality. Like the Black Moon Lilith is the most commonly referred to Lilith astrology. It's represented in a lunar apogee. I'm trying to think. Black Moon Lilith is associated with themes of raw feminine energy, independence, sexuality, repressed desires, and the shadow self. Okay. It symbolizes our deepest unconscious fears, desires, and part of ourselves that society deems to be taboo. Okay. So I do want you to understand that even with the dark moon Lilith, it can symbolize the darker aspects of the psyche and the unconscious mind, focusing on repressed anger and hidden desires too. So this was conjunct 10 degrees, Black Lilith. The Lilith was conjunct this eclipse, and we already know that P. Diddy is dealing with some dark energy. Okay, so I do want to tie all that in, loose ends. Let me see what else I have. The Neptune in Pisces is also involving this eclipse. Where is it? Why did I say that? I think that in the last eclipse. Why do I think I'm looking at this chart? I wish I can like move it. I'm actually using Google Docs, Google Slides for it. It's opposing. Is it because it's quincunx? I think it's quincunx. It was something with Neptune and Pisces. I mean, we have Neptune and Pisces anyway, and I don't know his rising. So, but Neptune and Pisces, I think, is something really big with P. Diddy's chart alone. Okay, and Neptune and Pisces is dealing with deceptions and illusions and gossip. That's Mercury. Mercury can also be dealing with gossip. So there could be a lot of gossip and lies saying about this P. Diddy case and across the board around all this. Okay. But Neptune and Pisces is going to give you illusions and secrets and drugs and all that stuff. Okay. So that is what we have for P. Diddy. Let me see who we have. Okay. So next, I feel like I should show you this. So next we have Cardi B and Offset's chart. This is affecting them. Cardi B, I had no idea. I just knew when I saw her online going off. I'm like, this eclipse is affecting her. This is affecting her because she is a Libra sun. And she also has a Libra in Jupiter too. Everyone born that year, most likely. And it's very potent. It's at 0 degrees. So it's very strong. So a lot of law problems with her, a lot of relationship problems, and they're going to be bigger than ever. Relationships with her are huge. I'm sure her and Nicki Minaj, that's an open enemy. That's a huge part of her image and how she is. We don't have a birth time with her, so I can't really say if this is her image. I can't really say if this is her first house or whatever. but I can give you some details. And what the details I definitely have is that this eclipse is affecting her in a relationship. I didn't even look up offset, but it's clearly affecting her. So with that said, I want to say Cardi B was born on a full moon. If you see in her chart is the inner chart, the eclipse is the outer chart. But in her chart, the 11th house, and it's ignore the houses, I'm just telling you where it is. You see where that circle is with the dot? That is the sun. And right across that in the fifth house is the moon. And so she's an Aries moon and a Libra sun. That means that her parents did not get along when she was conceived. She was either born on a full moon exactly or around that full moon. So there's a lot of inner and outer conflict. So that's why you see her torn a lot when she's discussing things. Like she does one thing, but emotionally she feels another way. Very interesting when you really know astrology. Anyway, her Saturn is in Aquarius and is trying this eclipse. So this eclipse, her cutting off offset, I do think that this is really going to happen. I do know there's a lot of rumors, which that Mercury is involved. That this happens all the time, and she does it to set up her music and her albums. But I think this one is really for real because I think she had a lot of problems, or I would say both of them had a lot of problems in her relationship. And the eclipse is going to cut things out, just so you know. Her Uranus and Neptune's in Capricorn, and they're squaring this eclipse. So expect unexpected surprises. That's happened. The secrets, the illusions, the sex, all that is having some problems with her. Okay. And she's having an awakening because the eclipse will wake you up. Okay. Now, the Mercury in this eclipse, of course, is going to make them gossip and talk. And we see it all in a light. You know, it makes me think, is this eclipse part of is this eclipse in her first house? Is she have a Libra rising in her first house? Because that means we all are going to see it. Everyone's going to, you know, but all the discussions and the talking, and I mean, they are fighting online publicly. It's quite embarrassing. My personal opinion, but I'm here, I'm entertained, and they are celebrities. So that is what we have. Okay, so that's them, and I'm moving fast because I'm trying to get it all out. So next we have Issa Rae and Amanda Seals. Okay, I want you to understand that this is affecting them. Now, it's probably not as big because you know the gossip is not as juicy, but it's still affecting them because you have that Amanda Seals is a Cancer. That's what I was finding, that all these cancers are really affected because that Mars in Cancer is affecting them. So when you have this, I'm sorry, I'm not apologizing that my phone is, but I'm annoyed that it's bugging me. It's like, get the hint. I put you on silent. Anyway, but Amanda Seals was born also in a new moon. That is always like, ooh, a new moon in Cancer. She's very emotional. She comes off as a tough cookie, but she's sensitive. So we need to be aware of that. Psychologically, when you're aware of things, you know, tread lightly. When you're going on her social media, and I know she can dish it, but I don't think she can really take it. She does have Gemini placement, so all that talking, that's that's why she talks all that talk, okay? Because Geminis do talk a lot of talk. Anyway, but she's born in a new moon. She's sensitive. She has the Mars in Cancer, Mercury in Cancer. The Mercury in Cancer is retrograding. I find that to be, I understand that when people have planets that are retrograding, personal planets that's retrograding in their chart, things are not working properly as they should. So I think the debating is like she's doing it without thinking. Okay, just my personal opinion. Okay. Also, she has an MC in Gemini. Just a lot of Gemini placements, hence to all the combative with the debating and talking. And she's really good with words. She's very articulate and very intelligent when it comes to words. Anyway, makes me think like, did she write a book? The podcast is her gifting. The comedy is her gifting. All that stuff is very good. Okay, Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto are in the sign Libra, hence why we have this eclipse affecting her. Okay, and it's in her second house. It's about what she values and her resources. I don't think she liked this eclipse. Okay, I think Issa Rae was a resource for her. I think she was a relationship that she valued, and now Issa Rae eclipsed her out of her life and was like, no. And she said this in a interview that just came out recently during this eclipse, within these few days. Okay, and she said something like, you know, like, I'm no longer going to work with anyone who talks about me on a podcast. And Mercury aspect is big in this, and Mercury is big for Amanda, and here you have Issa doing this during an interview, and it was televised. That's all Mercury. Now, this is a relationship. I just want you to understand that this eclipse is affecting relationships, open enemies, partnerships, co-workers, relationships across the board. Okay, so that's what you have. Hunter, can you text Keely and tell her I'm on live and she's trying to ask some questions, okay? Okay, so now let me go to okay, so next I want to talk about Tia and Tamara, okay? Tia and Tamara, okay? But first I need you to do a few things. Yeah, you guys, I need you to like this video, okay? So now, thumbs up, like, share the love. I'm quickly doing this. You see, I'm in my workout clothes and I need to be doing some other things, okay? Yeah, so I just want you to see Tia and Tamara, okay? Now, again, Cancer, another Cancer. If you looked here at her 10th house, and I'm not sure if we have the birth time on her, I have to check this out. But if you see that 10th house, she has a Jupiter in Cancer, Sun in Cancer, Moon in Cancer. And where is Mars? Sitting on top of that Cancer, okay? Now, this Mars is sextile, it's trining this eclipse, okay? It's off, but it's trining, and I think that this aggression is positive, even though it's emotional and it's sensitive and it's researching the past. But I do think that this is going to help out relationships overall. Let me see. Sextile. Yeah. Trining. No, squaring. Sorry. Squaring. The challenge is it's still growth, okay? It's not positive. It's a challenge that's making growth. Anyway, sorry, that makes more sense. But anyway, as I'm saying this, what I'm trying to, my point is that Tia, I get them mixed up, Tia or Tamara, but I think this is Tia, who is married to the guy, and she has a twin sister. She's an actress. The sister had a talk show called The Real, and she was on a lot of shows like The Game, whatever. The point is that she recently did an interview because I think she's coming out of a reality show and she's doing it by herself. Again, this is a relationship. She is reminiscing about the past. She has gone on an interview. She says she feels alone. She doesn't have her sister. She's not as close to her sister, and she divorced her husband. This is part of the eclipse. Okay, the eclipse is squaring her sun and a Cancer and a Jupiter, and Venus is in Scorpio. It's conjunct this Uranus. This is also, Uranus is very communicative and it doesn't want to communicate the secrets that are the things that are her true feelings. And Cancer and Scorpio, they're very emotional and very intense feelings. Just so you know, Venus is the ruler of this eclipse. So Venus in that sign Scorpio and it's conjunct at Uranus, that's going to affect her. Okay. We do need to understand that since this is a Libra eclipse, Venus is important. So if you are into astrology at all and you want to know anything about yourself, look at where Venus is and how that's going to affect you. A lot of emotions, discussing her safety, where she felt safe. That's a Cancer attribute. Okay. Her relationships in the past, her reminiscing about the past, and her home, her family, all that is Cancer. And that's why I think this is affecting a lot of Cancers. Okay. So we see that it's affecting her. And now let's see who else it is affecting. Okay. We have the great mayor of NYC. Now, I just discussed this with him in a recent video. In 2014 to 2024, money donations were shady. He had luxury gifts. This is all about Libra. Okay. The gifts given to you is a Libra thing. And he had relations with Turkey. Yeah, people from Turkey, but he traveled to luxurious trips to Turkey, to China, and France. They also was matching his funds. Like if he got money from a resource, then they gave him money. It's a New York thing. They said he was doing bribery from pressuring the fire department to pass some permits so people can get their permits early. What else? He even the day of, and this is the Mercury part, he had his assistant go to like the bathroom and text Turkey, the people from Turkey, like, you guys lie. This is all what was said, I think, in the indictment. I'm not saying it's true or anything. Okay. Also, he said when they raided his home that the rating of the home, Mars and Cancer, just so you know, rating of the home, Cancer represents home, Mars is the aggression. But when they raided his home, they said that he say he didn't have his phone. This is a Mercury aspect to this. Okay, so I want you to understand that this eclipse affected a lot of Cancers. His south node, Jupiter, Mercury retrograding, and his sun is in Cancer. It just had my mouth completely open, you guys, because I'm like, wow, this is really, really, it shows you Poor cancers. I'm a cancer sun. I mean, I have vertigo. Okay. So I feel like that is how it affected me. But moving on, Mars is sitting right on top of his south node. So things that he needs to release. And when it comes to his home, he said he deleted the text message. And when they raided his home, he said he deleted it. This was all very bizarre, but it's very Mercury. With that eclipse, Pluto in Capricorn, it's also retrograding. It's opposing his Uranus in Cancer, and quincunx his Pluto in Leo. Leo represents leadership, and he's supposed to be the leader as a mayor. Okay, Venus is also in Leo, and that's also a quincunx there. And when a quincunx, that means that there's uncomfortableness here, there's tension, and with him being a leader and people be supporting him being a leader, Pluto also is very huge with this. So not only do you have the effects of him being a mayor and this eclipse and how it's affecting him, but you also have it affecting the fact that he's in government, and Pluto in Capricorn is going to get the shadiness in government. So that is basically, I have some cards there because I was doing a reading earlier. Actually, let me use this deck. So I want you to understand that this is mostly affecting the cancers. If you are a cancer sign, this is mostly affecting you. Secondly, of course, and hand in hand, it's affecting the Libras, because you had that Libra when you had Miss Cardi B. So if you are a Libra or you have Libra placements, this eclipse, if it hasn't already affected you, is going to affect you. If you are a Cancer, because we're dealing with that Mars in Cancer, and as Mars in Cancer is squaring the eclipse, this is affecting you even bigger. I am so sorry. I'm praying for you. We'll pull some cards for you. Now, also, there's another cardinal sign, which is an Aries. This is affecting the Aries. I haven't seen it as much. People who are Aries placements haven't been calling me. I've been getting calls from Cancers and Libras the most. Okay, calls and clients and stuff like that. So I'm gonna pull some cards. So this is for all the cardinal signs. This is for you. Okay, cardinal signs are the Aries. Cardinal signs are the Aries, the Capricorns, the Libras, and the Cancers. Okay, so this is what we have for you. We have the Two of Cups. Actually, oops, sorry. We have the Two of Cups for you guys. Okay, so basically this eclipse is going to affect all your relationships, and you need to unify in a relationship, or you need to have mutual alignment and values. If you do not have that, if you're joining forces and you're not mutually aligned, all my cardinal signs, Capricorns, Aries, Cancers, Libras, and this is, you don't have to be the sun sign in this. Okay, you can have placements in these. If you do not understand it, DM me, email me, write a message, tell me your birth time and your birthday, and I will help you with that. Okay, but if you are not mutually aligned with someone, it's not working, let it go. Okay, secondly, what you should do is, we have the Lovers card. This is all about relationships. Relationships are so big with you, and this is the advice for you. Okay, you need to have a deep soul connection with someone. If you are not having the soul connection with someone, it's not working. This is the same as the other card, but this card is yelling at you. Okay, there needs to be clear communication, positive communication, so much that is so positive that you don't even have to tell each other what to say. It's like you guys are, that song Twin, where have you been? Nobody love. Oh, I sound horrible. Anyway, but like they say that this is the twin card. And why do they say this is the twin card? They say this is a twin card because you guys are together and you can unconsciously feel each other and understand each other. Basically, have the same morals and values, and that goes with companies who you are working with, who you are partnering it, partnership with, who you are collabing with, partnerships, everything. This is what they're saying. The union that you are working with, so that is Cardi B and Offset, is not working. Eclipse. Tia and Tamara, right? Her sisters, they were not, I'm not saying I know their personal business, but it wasn't working. She's doing it on her own. And a lot of people in this lifetime during this year need to do a lot of solo loves and being on their own. Okay. You need to have a connection. You need to know that there's so many options out in this world. Do not think that you are limited. That's also what this card represents, and clear communication, because this is a Gemini card. Okay. So that is what I have for you guys. I'm saving this live, so go ahead and check it. But this is going to mostly affect all my cardinal signs. God bless you. And I've seen with through the celebrities that is mostly affecting the cancers. Okay. If you see anyone else who's really affected by this eclipse, who's famous, who we can all relate to, because I noticed I didn't have any like pop stars or like actresses. Let me know and I'll add that to another video. Okay. I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.